Microsoft is one of the 3 largest companies in the entire world. It shouldn't be too surprising when I tell you that its stock has also done incredibly well. We can see over the last 5 years, it's up 183%. And over the last 10 years, it's done very well. Early 2015, it was around 40, right? So simple math will tell you that is a very, very, very good stock performance, right? PE is a little high at 35. But it's nothing crazy. Certainly when you consider how much it's outperformed the S&P 500. Actually, Microsoft and a lot of the other Mag 7 stocks are part of the reason why the S&P 500 both has done so well and also has a decently high PE. That's because a lot of these stocks at the top have been carrying it, right? So let's take a little bit deeper look at that PE. We can see PE is 35, Ford PE is 32, right? That is a little high. It is S&P 500 PE is about 27, Ford PE is about 23. So if we go off of Ford PE, let's just say it's, 50% more expensive, 40% more expensive, right? Somewhere in that range. But I mean, when you consider that it's doubled the S&P 500 over the last 5 years and over the last 10 years, and it's one of the largest companies in the world, it shouldn't scare you off too much from this company. Now, obviously, when we have PE valuations that high, it's not always, we wouldn't want every single one of our chips in companies like this. And don't get me wrong, I think Microsoft is safe. I think it's good. However, tech stocks and specifically higher PE tech stocks will get hurt during a recession more than the average stock, right? You can see earnings per share growth, right? 6.5%, 20%. We're projected 10% for this year. Revenues in the same vein, maybe a little bit more tame. But this is a company that is doing well, right? I mean, we can see that. I mean, look at this. 278 billion projected. Actually, these are next year projections. So we're expecting 10% growth next year, 13% in revenue, right? I'm used to this being 2014, it just being the little bit last roundup, but Microsoft apparently has released all their earnings for this year. So yeah, and that's decent. If you get 13% growth every year, a little bit more, like that is very good. And that's what Microsoft's expected to do. Right, and Microsoft is at the forefront of the AI race. They're invested pretty big into OpenAI, which of course is ChatGPT. Right, ChatGPT's got a weird situation with them where we aren't profit, but we kind of are for profit sort of thing, and so they technically can't make a whole lot of money on their own. It's way more complicated than that, but they do have quite a few investors in it. Microsoft being one of the main ones, right? So Microsoft's at the forefront of AI. And if you think AI is big, they should be a successful company, especially with integrating it into all their office stuff. That should do very well. Clearly, I mean, basically every company in the world uses Microsoft's, Office and Excel and Outlook. I know my company personally does, so that's a huge thing. Along with even just the data center stuff, not even AI, I think Azure or whatever. I don't know all of it 100%, however, but they got their hands in so many different things. I mean, even in gaming, right? They own Minecraft. They own so many different sections. Activision, right? Activision Blizzard, they bought that out. They bought the dip before I could, but that's a different story for a different day. But Schwab really likes Microsoft's positioning, right? They give it a B, or a top 19 percentile ranking. You may say, that sounds meh, but that's very good, especially considering where it's at right now. The top 20% of stocks performing are going to do well. Yeah, wide economic moat. That if there's anything that a company that has $200 billion in sales and makes a good profit margin on it, they definitely have a wide economic moat. They have it in numerous industries, actually. 5 stars, buy, long, buy. Moderately high ESG score. They have a dividend that is becoming decent, right? 0.8%. That's really not horrible. It's not phenomenal, but it's not horrible. Let's take a little bit of a look of the historical PE. We can see, right, that we're basically within the range. It's the PE's fluctuated from 32.5 to 38.5, while the Ford PE's fluctuated from 28.5 to 33. So this is a company that isn't even at its steepest valuation we've seen within the last year, right? So it's a little bit off. We can see over the last 5 years, right? We're a little bit off of the highs, in the middle of this year, so that would have been late July, but we're right within that area, right? So let's take a little bit of a quick peek at what some other analysts have to say. Almost all of them say buy, right? That is 50 of the 55 are saying buy or strong buy. The other 5 are saying hold. Yeah, I think I've made myself decently clear what I think, but just in case I wasn't, I like Microsoft. I own Microsoft, actually. It's not a crazy large percentage of my portfolio. However, I think Microsoft is a good balance between growth, not crazy steep valuation within the Mag 7. I don't own all the Mag 7. I think most of them are good companies, maybe not all great buying points. Is this a perfect entry for Microsoft? Probably not. Could you wait for a perfect entry sometime in the next 5 years? Probably. However, I would rather just buy Microsoft and hold and kind of forget about it. This isn't one of those where I like have to check in every earning. Well, I still check in every earnings, of course, but you don't have to like obsess over it like some of the more maybe smaller, maybe a little bit more risky, maybe higher PE, maybe more volatile stocks in the portfolio. Microsoft is one where you can probably just buy and just it'll do well. It's Microsoft, right? So, but anyways, that's all I got for this video, guys. If you enjoyed, I'd appreciate if you left a like, subscribe if you like my content. I do daily stock content on this channel. I've noticed whenever anyone subscribes, YouTube actually pushes the content out a bit more. I kind of get a boost specifically on the videos, but even on other videos, because YouTube is shown that someone likes the video, likes my content, and then they push it out more so. But anyways, I appreciate all of you that do subscribe and watch my content. So I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.